weiter.
Wir sind für Flo im Land der Träume.
Der muss ja gleich für uns bestellen.
Ja, stimmt.
One pancake with strawberry top.
Okay.
And whip it. One mozzarella cheese stick.
One or one serving?
Yeah. And one apple juice.
Aber ich möchte ohne Eis haben.
Ohne was?
Ohne Eis.
Without ice. One country fried chicken.
How do you want the eggs? Like scrambled?
Willst du die scrambled oder sunny side up oder was?
Dieses zweite. Second. Ist ja für ihn. Lumberjack breakfast.
Wie heißt das?
Lumberjack.
Lumberjack, ja.
And one cola.
One Coke.
I take a Coke.
Cola here.
Cock.
One cup. Big man.
Ich gebe ihm mal.
Ich muss auch.
Schönen guten Tag, meine Damen und Herren. Herzlich willkommen zu einem weiteren Video der Firma Performance GmbH. Heute treffen wir eine Person, die jeder GTR-begeisterte Mensch auf der Welt kennt. There he is. Seine Stimme sogar.
Welcome to Australia, not Australia, we're in America. We had 4 international guests this year. The father of GTR, Hiroshi Tamura, Sakamoto from Garage Active, Mickey from Throttle, and entertainer Dan Rue or Dancing Dan.
It's good to see you, man.
See you, man.
I'm just saying to the German audience that when you like GTRs, people know your voice.
I hope so, but not for the reasons that most would think, just purely because I like making cool GTR things happen, and if they watch what we do and they be part of that, that's what matters.
Yeah, I know. I mean, you live for that.
Yeah.
Because we met at the Hoonigans a few years ago.
Yeah.
And the way you talk about Australia, the way you talk about GTRs is different. I mean, you live that.
I live it. I've got a tattoo of a GTR on my back, the GTR badge. I've got multiple of them. I live and breathe them. If I could only do things with GTRs every day, I would. Sometimes I have to make some money. I have a production company back home, believe it or not, and we do some other event stuff. I do corporate work for customers, yeah. That's how I paid for the GTRs in the first place.
Okay.
I wish YouTube paid for all of it, but not yet.
Not yet, but we are in the spot. I mean,
yeah.
How many GTRs are here? I mean, for LA, for a car that actually wasn't legal for a long time, that's crazy.
Well, Top Rank, the reason we're here and is a few reasons. One, they're storing the cars for us that we bought from Australia. So we've got 3 here from Australia, and I've known Sean from Top Rank now since I think 07.
Oh.
So he's actually been bringing GTRs into America since like late 90s. Like in the
so
small
he was the
amounts.
guy.
He's like the American GTR import guy. He actually owned them before I did. So Sean's been in GTRs a long time. Maybe not fast ones like Australian ones, but
No. That's also a special thing about you guys. No, I talked with Larry about it.
Yeah.
Americans like their GTRs to be clean, but you just want them fast.
We do both. You're about to see that we can build them super clean, custom engine based.
I mean, we have to come.
Bare metal resprays and still like run 7 or 8 second passes in street cars. Street cars on ethanol in the 7s and 8s.
7.
Heaps of them.
7.
There are 6s. That's methanol, but that's the quickest GTR in the world is right here. We bought it over from the other storage yard just so you could see it. It's the world's quickest GTR, 637. Croydon Racing Development, June 2.
What gearbox is that?
Turbo 400 automatic, and it still has IRS, complete monocoque is intact, and the radiator support's still there. And it has an interior.
No.
I'm not joking. I don't joke about
this.
these.
So what power are we talking here?
Over 2,500. Has an interior, has a carbon dash, but it has 2 seats. It's got an interior. We like to build our race cars to be tidy and clean. Like
So this is straight Australia?
Yep. This is the quickest GTR in the world. Croydon Racing Developments have been doing this car for... The first time I ever saw the car was 2007, but it's been competitively racing for that record now since probably 14 or 15, so over a decade. It's gone...
Working on that time?
Yep, and now it's the quickest GTR in the world. Quicker than any
7.
R35. 637.
6?
637.
No, this car.
Yeah, on a
And it's still an
275.
RB.
It's a billet block. It's an RB.
So what speed is he going then?
Over 220 mile an hour.
Okay, one sec. I gotta translate that.
Like 340 or 50 k's an hour or something stupid. We still talk mile an hour for drag racing in Australia. It's the only thing we use mile an hour for.
354 km/h. 354 km/h nach 400 Metern. Where's the guy who's driving that?
He's still in Australia, but you want to see what does it.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. Billet block, 3.2 litre stroker kit, Nitto. This bottom end you could put in a street car. The only thing that makes it not really a street car is it has a dry deck, so no water goes between the head gasket, through a head gasket.
Yeah.
It's obviously firing, but this CID race ported head package is in other street cars in Australia.
What the hell?
Yeah, I know. Over 100mm throttle body. It's a Pro Mod over 100mm. So yeah, it's
Whoa. So what kind of boost is that?
70 plus. Yeah. Nitrous is used to get it on the converter against trans brake. Has a little bit of nitrous during the run, but not a crazy amount. It's mostly turbo doing the work. So it's north of 2,500 horsepower. I can send you.
It's a screwed intake manifold.
Yeah.
That can hold that.
Yep. Yeah. CPC. It's a billet manifold designed specifically for this.
So there's no blow off, nothing, right? It
Doesn't need it. It's on when,
No,
when it's on.
go.
It's on. When this car first went into the sixes, which is like 5 years ago, went 6.9. They then drove it on the street afterwards to prove it could still be driven on the street.
But I heard that you guys in Australia have problems with the cops, right?
You know what? Every country does. But I still think that when I hear stories like that, I drive my GTR on the street in Australia. I don't drive like an idiot. I don't look like one at the time. I get left alone. But if you drive it at wrong place, wrong time, wrong way, you don't have a problem with the cops no matter. Legal or illegal is irrelevant, right?
Yeah, got it.
If you know what you're doing and you can,
So you can drive this in Australia on the street?
No, it's illegal as. But they just to prove it could be, they did.
No, but but what's the mentality of an Australian situation?
There are definitely, look, when we kind of started this whole Pro Street GTR rivalry with this and another GTR from Australia called King 32, our rules were written for GTR Festival that they had to have an interior, they had to have 2 seats, they had to have a drag radial on. So the rule set for the event meant that these cars stayed like street cars. There's a factory radiator support, factory grille, all the metal, a lot of the metal work is still intact. It still has a VIN number and compliance plate. It has IRS, like it has IRS and goes 637. Oh, that's insane.
Leute, das ist die Zulaufleitung Benzin. Das ist die Beidenleitung Zulauf und da return zur Pumpe. Eine mechanisch angetriebene Benzinpumpe. Das ist die Leitung zur Drosselklappe. Ist noch nicht mal Drive-by-Wire. Ist mit Kabeln, Seil zum Gas. You drove it? No.
I haven't driven it, no. I've driven some fast GTRs. This one's just slightly beyond what I... So, yeah.
You gotta be crazy.
You do. You gotta remember, it's still IRS, it's all-wheel drive, and it's a factory monocoque chassis. It moves around.
I never did that before in my life.
Yeah.
But during a video, I gotta watch a video now.
That's it.
It's two-wheel drive?
It's all-wheel drive.
No, but it lifts?
Yeah, so we can talk about that after you see the video, how that happens and how that works. That's how Aussies do it. Radial, full car, no half chassis, no back half, none of that stuff. No ladder bar, no live rear end, no 4-link, none of that. Gee, IRS. It gets even crazier though. There's actually the quickest 32, quickest 33, quickest 34 GTR are actually all from Croydon Racing Developments and all in the 6s.
All in Australia.
Yeah, all in Australia. We have,
of course.
But I will say this, it only happened 2 days ago. The quickest Skyline in the world is now actually a 2-wheel drive R33 GTST that's gone 631. And that is still IRS.
And this is not possible for Australians to accept that.
So this actually got the record like 2 years ago. It's basically been retired ever since. They're actually only bringing it out for GTR Festival this year for exhibition runs. But now, like I said, another car from Atups Racing, Asaf's Bipolar R33s, 2-wheel drive and went 631. So it's the quickest Skyline in the world. Not GTR, but quickest Skyline. So they might decide this at GTR Festival, they might turn this up a little bit and try and get that record back. But back to the 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive thing. So as you see in the videos, it lifts the front wheels off the ground a little bit, right?
Yeah.
So believe it or not, 2-wheel drives are actually easier to launch and set up in drag racing when you get to that level. So it actually kind of takes off in 2-wheel drive initially and might only have 5% to the front. They feed more 4-wheel drive in over the first like third of the track so they can put more power down.
So you mean 1.5, 2 seconds maybe.
Yeah, so for a couple of seconds it's all-wheel drive, and then they bleed the all-wheel drive out as it goes faster.
Yeah.
Which a factory GTR does as well. You know that?
Yeah,
Factory
I know.
GTR.
Of course,
so
of course.
so that's how they do it. They do it all through the Motec and.
So one time, I mean, we have to come. Is that a real S1?
Yeah, it's a real S1 engine. It's a top rank car. There's a lot of cool stuff here. Oh yeah. Like I said, Top Rank have been importing GTRs now for.
I need a
time.
few parts.
We can get anything. There's a lot to get distracted by here, right? There's a lot of cars.
No, it is.
We've still got two more
What is
Aussie
this up
cars. That's an old Super Tycoon car that got turned into a race car that got raced in America back in the early 2000s. Yeah, that's wild. That's a big twin turbo setup, sequential thing. Dai Yoshihara's Greddy Turn 14 build is here as well. That's got a paddle shifted sequential 2.8 Greddy engine in it. So as I said, you can have a clean, immaculate engine bay and still make a lot of power.
No, it is. I gotta say that. It's not like a typical pictures you see from the Aussie cars that they are bad and just power.
No.
That's
this
clean.
day and age.
Also with that pump, how much power is that?
This one makes, well on the dyno it's made 1150 at the hubs. It's probably in the real world, once it sees a bit more boost, probably on 1200 at the hubs, I'd say. This engine setup's super efficient. So this is an RB30 block, got a little bit of concrete in it.
Is it a billet block? No.
No, cast.
But this is billet, right?
That's billet, yeah.
Well, let me check it out. So when you think about billet blocks, how long do they last? I mean, people say so many different things.
I've got the perfect answer for that. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. If you're making the power that you would want to have a billet block, you'll find that you're tearing it down to have an inspection as maintenance before you ever break a billet block. There's no reason to break a billet block. And if you do, you've broken something else. Billet block's fine. All the expansion issues and clearance issues, we've sorted all that now. We have a tensioner now that adjusts as the temperature changes in the block, so it keeps the slack in the timing belt. We know how to assemble them.
Again.
Yeah, so billet block expands as it gets warm,
yeah,
right?
absolutely. More than a...
So when they're cold, the timing belt's really loose, but the tensioner we comes with the billet block now stops that, and it basically adjusts it as it goes. So that's not loose, is it, right?
No.
That timing belt should be loose. If you had a normal RB30 like timing belt on it and tensioner, that would be loose when it's cold. And as it gets hotter, it would tighten up. But now we have a tensioner that stops that.
Okay, die Billetblöcke, wenn du die normal zusammenbaust, sind die kleiner. So ist der Zahnriemen locker und wenn der warm wird, dann sitzt der vernünftig. So, das heißt, die haben einen anderen Spanner gebaut, dass in dem Moment, wenn er dann kalt ist, auch stiff ist. Weil wenn du anmachst, kann es passieren, dass der Zahnriemen überspringt und dann hast du halt ein riesengroßes Problem.
Yeah.
You have to find that out over time.
We did. Yeah, that's a cast RB30 block with a bit of concrete. Has a CID race ported head on it. This uses the same Nitto 3.2 stroker as that, except that's obviously got alley rods. This has steel rods. That one revs to 11,000, mine revs to 9,700.
You know what? Just go yourself.
This doesn't sound real to everyone else, but to us it's normal.
I mean, I built so many RBs in my life. I still have a few, but 9.7?
Yeah.
And you say just like this?
Yeah. 9,000 is what I rev it to normally, just normal RPM, 9,000, all the time. Every hit. Every hit, 9,000. 9.7 is if you need it, like, you know, between...
I mean, you have a big turbo lag and all this. It feels different.
No, it's not laggy. Trust me. You're going to lose your mind. This car is not very laggy. This drives like a 2.6 with a G35 on it, and it's a G45 on a 3.2. It is completely drivable.
So
I've actually done a track day.
bore is what now?
It's still 86.5mm bore. It's just the whole block's 50mm taller than a 26, so you got a longer rod. So you got different stroke, different rod length. Yeah.
And who built that block?
Croydon Racing Developments built this.
And how much is that?
About 1,200 at the hubs. On the street.
No, how much?
Oh, to build?
Yeah.
I think I worked out that from rocker cover to sump, if you include it's got a full billet dry sump, by the way. So the whole sump is billet with a billet front diff housing, the daily engineering pumps built into the sump.
Yeah, I got it.
If you did the whole engine from rocker cover to sump, probably about 50k US, not including things on the side.
Including the dry sump?
Including the dry sump, yeah.
In Australia?
It's about 70,000 Australian from rocker cover to sump. It's cheaper in Australia. I did a video, literally there's a video, you can go in and type in how much does it cost to build a 1,000 horsepower GTR, and I did all the pricing. The whole car's probably...
I mean, this is not 1,000, you could make 1,000 horsepower way cheaper.
Oh, you could, but this does it all day. To give you an idea, when we go for a drive in this...
And what ECU?
A Haltech Nexus R5.
Yeah, all Australians do their own stuff.
Yeah, we always use it. Well, we make all the best ECUs. We've got Motec, we've got M-Tron, we've got Haltech, we've got Microtech. We used to have Autronic before back in the day.
I was ready that this will happen. But I didn't know it was so extreme.
Yeah, but the thing is, unlike Americans talking trash, we can back it up, right? We got the cars, we got the numbers, we got the data, we got the performance.
So this is running quarter mile what?
It's going 860 165. Full interior, full weight car. It's a street car. It's even got like custom trimmed seats, everything. Look. People they're not ready for Aussie GTRs.
What kind of gearbox is that?
PPG sequential. This is a normal, well not normal, this is an Aussie GTR. It's still a very good example though, like it's well built, this one's got a lot of good stuff on it. But I don't run...
It's a normal door.
Yeah, it's not carbon, nothing. I don't run 15-inch drag radials or whatever, I run a 17-inch drag radial or an 18 on the street. I've got decent sized brakes on it, I've got good suspension in it, everything's been developed. So this thing can still go corners.
And 4-inch exhaust.
Yeah. It's slightly loud. It's going to be funny when I go to start it and the battery's probably flat from sitting. So with the mechanical fuel pump, what happens is that there's actually a fuel tank in the front. So the mechanical fuel pump, surge tank in the front. So the mechanical fuel pump draws from that, dry sumps in the front. So when I start it, you can't really see, you can look through the wheel arch. Like through there's the dry sump tank.
The dry sump oil, dry sump gas?
Oil. Dry sump oil, and then that's the top of the dry sump tank. The breather tank's in the boot, or the trunk. And then there's a below here, that's our clear view filter, so I can actually monitor the oil. And then basically under here, if you look through here, you can see
You can monitor the oil?
Yeah, so on here, you know you're like a tyre pressure like adjuster?
Yes.
If you put pressure to here, blow air through it, it'll blow the oil off the screen filter, and you can look for bearing material and metal in your oil and stuff like that. So we monitor the car that way.
Let me guess, this is from Australia.
It's actually from America, but
no!
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
In your car?
Yeah, but we actually started putting them in all the GTRs now. I mean, the turbo's American, I guess, so you know.
Yeah.
Radiators are Australian, PWR. All the electronics are Australian.
Wait, so this works on every car then?
You can put that on anything, yeah.
How much are they?
About $1,000 for the good one.
Das ist ziemlich geil, komm her. Man kann hier, macht man Luftdruck drauf, like one bar is enough, then you can see.
You literally just go, just blow the oil down and it will show you the mesh screen.
Es ist eine Art Filternetz drin, du machst hier Druck drauf, dann drückst das Öl runter, dann kannst du sehen in diesem Metallnetz, ob du Späne oder irgendwelche Rückstände im Öl hast.
I put them in every big car now. It's in my time attack car, it's in this. And that's the fuel surge tank down there, you can see.
Oh, it's kind of big. I mean, Thank you. I mean, it's... You're welcome. I mean, it's the best place for an accident.
It is,
I mean, if you crash a car, you don't have to get out. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the thing is, you try having the tank in the back, and if you've got to draw the fuel from the mechanical pump from the back, the G-force on the car creates fuel surge. And I tried to get around that. I tried a few different ways, but you have to have the pump in the back, and then you've got to run like a cable to the back, and it just, this is the easiest way to do it. It actually has like a bit of a cage around it as well, the way we built it, so it is pretty robust. So yeah.
You ever hit something hard? You can put any cage around it, it won't make any difference.
It's the least of my problems if I crash in this thing, all right? The intercoolers are Japanese, actually. We just upgraded to a Greddy 5-inch truss drag cooler. Cool backstory to it. Kenji from Greddy goes, he found a discontinued truss drag cooler from 2004. So I think it's the last one left brand new in a box. Everyone wants these. They're like JDM fanboy dream, but they actually work really well. I took it for a drive after I put it in and looked at the data. I was like, oh, the boost has gone up a lot. So yeah, it works.
Yeah.
Well, wastegate pressure now is higher than it used to be.
So how much boost are you running on this one then?
So on wastegate pressure, the boost creeps up a little bit to about 24 pounds, which is about 950 horsepower. But it opens earlier. So it opens at about 12 pound, the boost creeps up. If I turn the boost controller on to 26 pound, it makes 1,000. 32 pound makes 1150. 35 pounds about, well, I don't know because we haven't dynoed on that, but it runs that at the track.
So it's not so much boost, to be honest.
No, big capacity, efficient engine package. Camshafts are massive, so.
No, I'm truly impressed.
Yeah.
And also, it's a Bosch, it's a German throttle body.
Oh, there you go. German product. Yeah, yeah.
German throttle
Bosch
body.
bought Motec, you know that too.
And also, it's not a huge throttle body.
No, 82 mils. That's all you need. So it all works. But what you haven't heard yet is the noises. Noises. Please don't be flat, you idiot. It takes a few cranks because I let it build oil pressure and fuel pressure first. Come on, girl.
cheaper than
Probably. There we go. That's the noise right there. That's Aussie GTR noises right there.
So you got a rotary inside?
Yeah,
nice.
A rotary wishes it was that lumpy. Do you like that rotary, guys? I mean, with an Australian, man, I'm going to talk heaps of trash.
You born to talk shit.
And back it up. That's the difference.
Yeah, looks like it.
We'll go for a drive. I'll back it up.
Yeah.
I'll keep it on boost controller off for the street.
Yeah.
Still 900. It's only 900 and
just
something.
little spring and then
Let's
go for it.
Just 900.
Easy.
Yeah.
'Cause-
It is terrifying.
I guess. We will find out.
He's so good though. So,
Amazing. I'm super impressed. Ihr müsst wirklich seinen YouTube-Kanal euch mal reinziehen, weil was da los ist, ist wirklich krass. It's a different world.
Yeah, it
what
is.
you're doing.
Yeah.
It's a different world.
And as much
I
as
mean,
I
we
like
Germans, I think we do it better in differently with less money and way more finding it out.
Yeah.
To get fast. You guys do this because I never heard of super fast Porsches. I had never heard of super different other things, but Skylines, rotary, and some
even the V8
Evos.
stuff. Well, what it is, it's the purchase price. So, for example, a Porsche, even a brand new M3 right now in Australia is 180,000 Australian dollars. No one's going to go buy that and then blow 100 grand on it. It's just not going to happen.
No.
So these were really affordable when we kind of became the masters of them. But we've had these since '91, right? They were affordable, so you could go buy a $20,000 GTR, $20,000 Evo, or whatever, and blow money on it. And if you like our Olympic team, right, we get a lot more medals than the population would suggest. We're the same with racing. Australians push hard to make sure we can fight on the world stage.
But I think the highest amount of medals compared to the people in the country is where I'm from.
Yeah,
Bahamas.
And you got that's pretty cool.
No, Bahamas has because we only 3 in the room.
Yeah,
not so many people, and they really got a lot of medals. But that's a cool car too. That's a cool car too. Absolutely.
Dai Yoshihara built that on his channel with Greddy in turn 14.
The side mirrors.
Yeah, it's cool, huh?
They're cool.
They're custom for this,
They're 3D printed, I guess, right?
3D printed with carbon, yeah. But this is a Greddy engine, 2.8, sequential. It's got a sequential gearbox.
What do you think about this engine then?
Seems to work. Well, I can tell you one thing.
Is it hard for you to talk about it? I mean, it's an American engine, though.
I mean, Greddy's Japanese, but in America, so I don't know. What is it? It's a bit of everything, right?
I think these engines are pretty American now.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's not as good as a straight engine.
Nitto's pistons are made in America. So, we still use a lot of American parts in these cars. You'd be surprised. Yeah. There's plenty that isn't. I've got drive shaft shop axles to go in it. They're American.
No way.
Yeah. But PRP's now making axles, so I'll probably have to change back to Australian, right? Like it's
because they're better.
You're learning very quickly.
Yeah.
Learning. Well, you saw Sakamoto's GTR, right? The blue one?
Yeah.
That has one of these engines in it, a Greddy 2.8 engine.
Yeah.
And we were out testing that the other day, and it seems to be pretty good. So yeah.
I mean, you can't compare these cars, power-wise, not at all.
No, Australians have got mental problems. Like, who wants to make 2,500 horsepower in a car with an interior and run low sixes? Like, that's...
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's a very special breed of human that wants to do it. And they're from Western Sydney. No, it's not even an Australian thing, it's like a Western Sydney thing.
Okay. We will find out one day. We will come.
You come to GTR Festival in Australia and then stay
for
it's in May, 23rd, 24th next year. Stay for a week afterwards. We can do everything. We can visit workshops, we can go to the track, you can see circuit stuff, Euro stuff, you can see whatever you want. We can go party on a boat, we can do whatever. So.
You know also some rotary people?
Yeah, I know pretty good friends with Pack Performance and a few other big shops there. So I've actually helped organise other people to go visit these shops in the past as well, so it's pretty normal. Yeah. When Hoonigan went to Pack Performance, I organised all that. So.
Okay, cool. I see so many cars. I mean, this is not a GTR.
Oh, there's a lot here.
But, of course.
Yeah.
Pretty cool car.
Top Rank has this many GTRs here at all times, so...
Is it?
I don't know, something that size. But this is the most special one to me.
Okay.
So Andrew Hannison,
the wheels itself cost
a
so car.
This is actually an N1, if you've heard of the N1
of course
series of GTRs.
I went to the shop in England where they have the original car. What car was it? I think there are only 2 made or 3 made of it.
Harlow Jap Autos, did they have it?
Yeah.
Or? Yeah, I know the guys there.
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah. So Andrew Hannison builds cars and like complete builds like this from Legendary Garage in Australia, which is coincidence for Built by Legends because he's had that business since even before them. So he built this and debuted this at GTR Festival, and he builds a car every year. But this is an N1 base, but uses all 400R original parts. So it's all 400R, genuine 400R, like hood, front bumper, the over fenders, the rear, like everything is 400R, and it's like a tribute to a 400R 400R, but uses a built 2.6-5s. Makes about 750 horsepower in ethanol. So
Yeah, okay.
it's on pump gas at the moment, I think, so it probably only makes
550, 600.
Yeah. And that's Andrew, he built the car, so he can tell you a lot more about it than I can. But
And it's a manual or is it?
yeah, 5-speed manual, 35 brakes on it. As you can see, it's a bit more of a, I guess,
Where do we get these dashboards from?
I'll let Andrew answer that. He finds everything. Andrew, come on.
Hey.
When you start talking about like restoration and building it clean, I bail out because I want to build things like that.
No, hi. There you go. Pretty good. I was surprised where you get this dashboard from in that condition. And the look is also different. It's a little more matte.
So that's actually a factory dashboard, but in a 33 N1 they had no airbag. So that's standard in an N1 and the early series
33s.
for the 33s.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
So the material is stock.
that's standard, yeah.
Can I?
Yeah, absolutely.
Feels different though.
OEM, the car has got a fair few good bits that were factory, but it was in a good nick.
And how much is something like this then?
Some of this is about 400.
That's why you put the 400 on, right?
It's 400R is
No,
really 400K. Yeah.
Yeah. 400,000.
Wait.
Yeah.
K.
Do you really think that the market is really going in that direction? I'm asking for a friend.
Absolutely. Look, this is it's not your everyday GTR. It's an N1. An N1 is the motorsports version of the GTRs. Obviously, we've seen what the Porsches did with the GT3s and the RSs.
No question.
Anything motorsport.
Yeah.
So obviously, is going that direction as a collectible, as a rarity. They only built 55 of these. They were never sold to the public. They were only, no. So the N1 was never sold to the public.
I didn't know that.
It was only sold to Nissan executives and Nissan race teams.
The thing is, people don't realise the N1's actually the rarest Nissan GTR, while Nismos are rarer. Me personally, I'm not a big fan of people that say it's one of 3 red Series 3. They use all these ways to make it rarer. As far as I'm concerned, it's like you can get a 33 N1, and that is the least amount made of any model of GTR, right? Okay. So a Nismo is a Nismo. So I know the Z-Tune there's less, obviously 400R there's less, but they're from Nismo. But from Nissan, the N1 is the rarest.
I would say that maybe we try and you show me that Australian really works.
You'll be surprised. Australian car guys are just different.
Yeah.
Oh, I found out quick.
That lag, right? That lag is just a chance for everyone else to like get a head start.
Okay, wir steigen mal ein. Los geht's. Leute, das ist echt sauber.
This is the first time seeing it after like 2 months.
The car?
Yeah.
Oh, you just came in?
No, I just came in, I came in yesterday to LA. I just came back from Japan.
Okay. Is the shaking, is that the cam so hot?
Hey?
The shake, is it the cam?
It's the cam, yeah.
That strongly?
Yeah. So I got this makes 750 horsepower, not on this fuel. At the moment it's got some fuel. It's got 91, which is just fuel to ship it.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have the full 750. Yeah.
It's a joy.
But this is a wow. You know, this is a collector sort of. I built this ground up.
It's super clean.
Thanks, man.
I've never seen an original video.
So this is underneath the car.
Oh, nice.
So I'm a bit the same. I build cars, but I build cars for myself.
Yeah, like me.
Yeah. This car's just it's for sale. So
It's 400?
Yeah.
I didn't know that there's such a big GTR place in LA.
Well, they are the biggest in the US. So.
So many memories. Holy shit. And I'm so amazed how clean this car is from inside. I mean, honestly, and not having this airbag, it makes a huge difference.
Yeah. So the N1s were always, they're just, they never had an airbag, just because it's the motorsport vehicle.
Yeah. So how many GTRs did you own?
Currently I own 17.
And no R35?
No R35s, no, just all Skyline.
You don't like the 35 at all?
Not that I don't like them, I do like them, but I just, I've been a Skyline
boy
all my life, and that's for me. That was growing up playing Gran Turismo. That was the that was the poster car.
Absolutely. Yes. Yeah, I love this. What's so nice about the twin turbo setup, when I was starting with the GTRs, I always thought that the single turbo is the way to go.
Yeah.
But it's not. Now I enjoy the twin turbo a lot because of the OEM plus feeling of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's the nostalgic sort of modification to do, you know, like an OEM plus, so with a bit more power out of the box. Upgraded turbo twins, upgraded intake, fuel system, and then you've just got that perfect power level.
Yeah, where do you see the maximum out of a twin turbo setup that really runs nicely?
So this car on ethanol E85 runs a 750 horsepower. I've heard guys go up to 900 wheel horsepower, and that's where that's the maximum.
I was surprised when you just said to me that you watch the channel in German.
Yeah. So there's a few cool cars. That I'm a big Audi fan, a big Porsche fan.
Okay, yeah, then.
So
okay, so what
you're
Audi?
always coming up on my top of my list.
Really?
Yeah.
This would be the right power for Germany. Not on ethanol, just the way it is right now.
Yeah.
To really have a very. What do you think? How much power is this right now?
This is probably about 400 horsepower. Right now.
A little more.
Maybe a little bit more, yeah.
Because this is just right.
Yeah.
It's a little faster than the normal blue one that we have.
Yeah.
Because this is 320, 330. Yeah, maybe this is in this area.
Yeah.
Differences are strong.
Differences are strong. Thanks, JP.
Yeah, nice. So what kind of Audis you like?
I love a B5 RS4. Yeah, that's my baby.
Yeah. So let me jump in the other one then. See what's happening there. You drove in it before?
Yeah.
It's
probably
fast.
Yeah, it's insane. Andrew's car, so yeah.
Different, right?
Different, very different.
Let me check out the car also from outside. Have a full view. So ist es richtig. Also, weil es ist so, es fährt so normal und gut und.
Warte ab.
Ja, ne?
Er hat gerade eine Alarmanlage ausgelöst hier.
Ja, glaube ich. I mean, the wheels itself is $15.
15,000. Like I said, this car, it's not a 400R is about $2 million. A real 400R.
Yeah.
This being an N1 with every 400R part that you could get, that's all discontinued. The
2 million, right?
Yeah, they're about 2 million US. So the bonnet alone on this, you just can't get it. And for you to be able to get this bonnet, you have to show Nismo that you own a 400R. So
and they know the customer normally.
And they know the customer, that's correct.
So say you can say, well, I have it in my garage.
Absolutely.
Ich habe gerade was erlebt, was ich einfach eben mal so eben teilen möchte, was echt krass war. Ich war auf Twitter und dann sagt er zu mir so, hey, ich gucke die Videos alle. Und dann sag ich so, krass. Er so, ja, auch Museum und so, echt toll und der Audi und dies und das. Und dann sag ich so, cool, danke sehr, du bist gerne eingeladen nach Deutschland, wenn du mal vorbeikommst. Er so, ja, auf jeden Fall. Und dann ging er raus. Und ich bin auf Twitter und dann war er aber im Flur und er dachte, ich wäre schon rausgegangen und er redet mit seinem Kollegen, ne, am Telefon und er sagt, du glaubst es nicht, JP war gerade da. Und das ist so krass für mich, weil der Typ wohnt in Australien und versteht kein Wort. Er wusste wirklich Bescheid.
Es gibt ja diese auto-generated
Übersetzung. Weil er sagte so, ja, mit dem A4, B5 jetzt in grün und so. Ich so, oh, was? Krass.
Unfassbar, oder?
Oh, voll krass. So.
Ready?
Ja.
Sure?
Ja.
thing that'll surprise you the most is actually not so much. I mean, you've been in fast cars, right?
Yeah.
So this is probably on 900 on wastegate pressure, but what happens is the boost doesn't hit really hard. Like the boost comes up to about 12 and then creeps up. So it's nicer to drive on the road. It doesn't. But when you put the boost controller on, that's more for the track where you've got a lot more boost down low. But if you have too much boost down low, you can imagine it wants to wants to hurt things. I leave it on this because it's drivable on the street.
And you need this, right?
Yeah, parachute. So if you lift up a number plate, you can slide a parachute in. So yeah, we good?
Let's go.
But as you can see, like, I can go into third gear now, 1500 RPM. Still driving.
Oh yeah, nice.
So it still drives fine, even not completely off boost. And the sequentials, yeah, it's pretty good. You got to be assertive with it, but
and it's not so much power because the last one that we built in the Evo needed a lot of power.
Heaps of low down power, heaps of torque. Like it's actually a very drivable car for what it is. So. I'm trying to think where the best place to go is. As you can see, it's
not easy
to drive.
Yeah,
I mean, the clutches are pretty, pretty aggressive clutch, but that's what surprises people the most is.
No, the response is nice.
Yeah, it's good. Doesn't take long, does it?
No, the mapping is great.
Yeah. Oh, it's the thing's fantastic.
I mean,
That's 100 watt.
let's check it out.
Now you see why, like on main roads, you can't go too crazy. Like it doesn't scare me to drive through this. Right? Like how many drag cars?
Oh, yeah. No, I think you had too much torque on the lever and I thought,
Terrifying. And you notice we're able to keep driving it around.
I would love to see the 100-200 time if that's...
I've done 0 to 200 in 5.3.
But full boost.
Yeah, full power, yeah.
Yeah. What do you think will be the time on this now?
On this, less. I reckon it'd still be 6 or less. 0 to 200.
So standing is so strong. 0 to 100.
Oh yeah, it's fast. Yeah. It's just that now it's raining.
Crazy.
It's starting to rain a bit too much, eh?
Yeah.
What did you think?
I am very impressed about the drivability.
Yeah.
You didn't promise anything too much.
Yeah.
No, honestly. It's the best GTI engine I ever drove with in my life because it feels, you know what? It feels very modern.
Yeah.
You have the same sound, the same feeling of an RB,
Yeah.
but it has all the bits and pieces to be a modern, nice GTR. The gearbox with the RPM and the response is something where, when the first time you shifted, I thought, I need this. Fits perfect.
It's good, huh?
Wow.
It's
Australian.
I've worked a long time to build a car. All jokes
Das ist
aside.
Private Side,
Yeah.
ist Rain. Das ist halt der Nachteil. Jetzt regnet es zu viel. Bei dem Regen, mit dem Auto, legen wir uns hin. Das ist zu viel Power.
So we were on about 900 and a bit, but this setting doesn't have all the mid-range in it, so it's nicer to drive on the road and not as dangerous.
Yeah. It didn't snap when you go into reverse. Crazy.
Yeah, because I was still moving a little bit, but even like now,
Yeah.
it's not too bad.
Can I push it? Can you push it?
Okay.
Great.
This is probably the best one for the street. The PPG billet sequential.
Can you do it again? Wow. That's
Not difficult, huh?
No, the other ones, some of them
Yeah.
are so much power.
But yeah, like I was saying, all of my Aussie trash talk aside, my engineering background
I
and
feel it.
my I guess
No, much respect.
for me it's all about not just building 1100 horsepower. Every step of this car has been at 400 I made it the best drivable 400, at 500, at 600. Every level I make it as good as I can make it.
How many years?
12 years with this car. And every power level from stock bottom end running 9s through to this. I've tried every combination you can think of in between. So that way, when you ask me, how do I build a 1000 horsepower GTR? Not only am I giving the advice on how to build it with that power, I'm giving you advice on how to build it so that it's drivable, reliable. Like, have you been in many GTRs that are that fuss-free? We went out and gave it quite a few stabs
No.
in a hurry because of the rain coming down, and it's didn't miss a
Easy.
beat. Other
No.
than me probably pulling that a little bit too much because the G-force pulled
Ja.
my hand back.
Also es war wirklich der beste GTR, in dem ich je mitgefahren bin, mit Abstand, weil es einfach sehr, sehr fahrbar ist. Es wirkt super modern und gleichzeitig ist es aber immer noch ein RB. Also es hat alles Soundkulissen, alles, was man so fühlt aus so einem Auto. Aber dann ist es auf der anderen Seite aber auch wirklich immer noch maximal modern. Also es hat so viel Ansprechverhalten, es hat aber unglaublich Power. Wir sind ja jetzt in einem anderen Land, ich bin nicht gefahren, aber wir sind auf der Straße oben, eben kurz beschleunigt, auf 1,78 in nichts.
You know what? There's another 300 horsepower to go, which you just wouldn't even use on the road, right?
No.
We are on a street tyre with a suspension designed to be able to handle.
No,
like this is right.
To find somebody who's really beating it, that needs to be a high horsepower car.
Yeah, yeah.
Weil das Getriebe ist unfassbar gut. Weil er wirklich voll im Ladedruck steht, volles Rohr und zieht einfach. Und der Schaltübergang ist so perfekt, das ist wirklich geil.
Was ist der Unterschied zu unserem Getriebe?
Das ist ein Sequenzio.
Nee, GTR R35.
Oh, das R35 ist ein Doppelkupplungsgetriebe und ist matschiger. Hier ist der Schaltvorgang klar abgeschlossen.
Also auch unser sequenzielles wäre jetzt matschiger?
Unser sequenzielles braucht mehr Kraft. Seins ist viel, viel schöner zu bedienen. Wir können uns das auch noch mal anders einstellen. Wir haben im Evo, unser sequenzielles Getriebe will den Gang festhalten mehr. Und hier ist es okay. Push the clutch control.
It's not running, so.
Yeah, so now
do you want to see it?
Yeah.
You rock the car.
Yeah, I know. It's in neutral.
Now try it.
Ja. Ja. Ne? Also, guck mal hier. Guck mal hier.
Yep.
Weißt du? Es ist von der Kraft her genau richtig. Weil die G-Kräfte ziehen dich schon nach hinten. Und in dem Moment kannst du wirklich, du hast the right amount of feedback that you have to give to it to really shift it. Und also der Australier hat nicht so viel versprochen. Er hat nicht so große Fresse gehabt. Also er hält das voll. Also es ist wirklich ein sehr, sehr, sehr gut, schön, schnell fahrendes, extrem gutes Auto. Weil, we say the time that you drove 0 to 200k was what?
5.3. When it did the 860 on a drag strip, it did 5.3. I'm obviously on a road tyre on a street. It wouldn't be as quick as that, but that's not a crazy 60-foot time it did. It was a 148. So I guess on a road, it'd still go under 6, 0 to 200 on a road, I reckon.
So 0 to 100 is like?
On the drag strip, it was under 3 seconds, but I think on the road, it's about 3 somewhere. It's still, like, it's pretty grunty. It gets wheel spin when you go to launch it on a street tyre. So, yeah, it's pretty wild.
Ja. I mean, it's a full-blown power car.
Yeah.
Also wirklich, ich bin echt beeindruckt. Wir müssen mal nach Australien, weil das haut echt rein. Du bist schon am Grenzen. Dann sich
He's the right guy to talk to.
Fensterplatz. Mir war immer klar, dass ich ein riesengroßer JDM-Fanboy bin. Das war außer Frage. Und klar, es gibt Porsche, Audi, Mercedes, all diese Marken, die sind wirklich toll. Aber umso älter ich werde, merke ich einfach immer mehr, dass Evos und vor allen Dingen auch Nissan Skylines und GTRs einfach das Ding sind. Und nicht nur wegen der Optik und all diesem ganzen Zeug, sondern es ist einfach auch diese unfassbare Turbotechnik, die einfach so viel ausmacht. Es ist so pur und so roh, wie es kein anderer Hersteller nur annähernd hinkriegt. Und das Tolle ist auch, dass die Autoindustrie, ich meine, das sind Autos von 1989. Der R32 GTR kam 1989 auf den Markt. Heute neue Teile entwickelt, die in der Lage sind, so ein Auto in 6,6 Sekunden über die Viertelmeile zu schießen. 6,6 Sekunden mit einem Auto, was einfach uralt ist, und die Grundtechnologie ist die gleiche. Und all das macht diesen Charme aus. Und ja, ich kann euch nur versprechen, dass die GTR-Reise bei uns nicht aufhören wird.